Hey, what's up, YouTube? I actually recorded a video like last week that I was gonna post. Didn't really sit right with my soul. It was about a falling out of a friendship I just had recently, and I was just talking about pretty much protecting your peace, protecting your energy, keeping your circle small, and just keeping people around you that want the best for you, and you for them. But after I recorded it, something about it just didn't sit right with my soul. So I might record another one in the future because the way I work through things is I talk them out. So I just kind of wanted that to be the big hurrah to that and get it out and just leave that in 2020 where it was buried. So I might do that after I, think more about it, how I want to say it. I wanted to be as genuine to that topic as possible. So anyway, what I want to talk about today is what everybody else has been talking about. And that is Framing Britney Spears. But honestly, I want to talk about Justin Timberlake and his funky ass apology. So as far as everybody should know now, like everything ever since this documentary just came out, what was it, last Sunday, it's been pushed to the forefront, even though it's been going on for more than a decade now. But now it's like out there, it's laid out, and I love that, Hulu picked it up. It's not something like where, oh, now I gotta go get an HBO, subscription or something, whatever. But I kind of wish that either Hulu itself as a platform or Netflix or Prime had got it a hold of that topic, because just that little like hour and a half, that was just the tip of the iceberg. They could have made an actual just docuseries out of that, and I kind of wish somebody would, because again, all that did was scratch the surface of it. And for us people, like, I've never been a Britney Spears fan. I mean, I wouldn't say that I outright hated her music growing up, but I definitely wasn't like any of her diehard fans. I think majority of the songs that I did like of hers was just because it was in your face. Like, you can be the biggest thug in the whole goddamn hood and you are at least gonna hum "Oops, I Did It Again." I'm sorry, because it was just everywhere. But yeah, I was never a big fan of hers. So I mean, you hear about the story, but it's not anything that I've really kind of paid attention to. But yeah, I want to talk about Justin's apology. And also, if you want to know more about the documentary, Framing Britney Spears, more into her conservatorship, more about how her family is kind of just holding her hostage, and anything that goes more into depth in that, I'm gonna put a link in my down below, and it's gonna be to one of my oldest friends from, like, I'm not gonna say how many years ago, from high school. He's got a YouTube page. Check out Chad's page, like and subscribe. He goes a little more in depth into that. I'm just here to drag Timberlake. So he puts it, I didn't even read the apology because fuck his apology wholeheartely. And this comes from somebody who was the absolute biggest NSYNC fan. Even though he wasn't my favorite, Joey will always be my boo. Joey would never. But I was the biggest NSYNC fan. When I tell you that my bedroom, like, some people will joke and, like, their teenage years, it doesn't matter the generation, but they're like, oh, I had all the posters. No, I literally had all of the posters. And I'm talking about, I didn't have just like a few posters here and there. I mean, from the floor to the ceiling, and also the ceiling. Places on the wall where, might have your TV set up. Even behind that, when I tell you every inch of my wall was covered with this band. Okay? So, big NSYNC fan. But once they start to get towards the end, and start to break up, Justin was the Paul McCartney of the group. Any of you know me, know I love the Beatles. Justin was the Paul McCartney of the group, where he probably wanted to take total control and completely ran it into the ground like, oh, well, fuck it, I'll just go solo. But you started to see it once they start to separate, just kind of how his ego was growing. And that was our fault. We fell for that whole ramen plated hair bullshit that he put on. You know, he put on this charm and beatboxed, and we thought he was the greatest motherfucker ever. And he really dropped onto my shit list, though, was the Janet thing. And I'm not even a big Janet fan. But he let that woman, an icon, take the whole blame for that entire thing. And then had the nerve to make jokes about it. He went on to where he could play at another Super Bowl. He didn't have to issue out no long ass apology or anything like that. He wasn't banned. He was able to go to the Grammys afterwards. Like, she is an icon. She has been a part of our pop culture, our history, just an icon since what, the 60s, the 70s? And here comes Justin Timberlake, fresh out of a fucking boy band, and he still gets the red carpet rolled out for him? And Janet's the one that gets blamed? Now, it either should have been fully Justin or it should have been both. Honestly, it should have been both. Okay? So, the simple fact of afterwards, people are calling him out. Fans are calling him out. The public is calling him out. Everyone is calling him out, and he doesn't say anything until just recently. And this happened 2004, 2005. Homie, you about damn near 20 years late. Like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? So that's when he dropped on my shit list, because I'm like, I know you didn't just let Janet take that whole fall for that bullshit. I know it was her titty, but it was your hand to release that motherfucker, though. But let's not even forget just the appropriation of Black fucking culture. And what kills me is that when somebody like Justin Timberlake, you want to take hold of somebody else's culture and profit off of it, and your excuse might be, well, so-and-so said it was okay. Timberland ain't the speaker of all Black people. I don't give a fuck if Timberland, co-sign that bullshit. It's not like I wasn't rocking to it. But let's not pretend like he didn't profit off of Black culture. And the simple fact that he couldn't back an iconic Black woman. She didn't have to be iconic, but just the simple fact that she is an icon and the way that he let her fall like that is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting how he let that happen like that. That he wasn't there to take up for her. And excuse me, didn't just a couple years prior, didn't you perform at the VMAs with her larger than life brother? So you perform with her brother. And I would like to think that you had a respect for Michael. Why not Janet? Why not Janet? Why did you let her fall like that? Why didn't you back her up? That's what it was about. Nobody, it didn't even have to be an apology. Why weren't you there to support her? Miss me with that whole, well, I was young. Whatever. Anybody could have looked at that and be like, damn, why they coming at her like that? I was there too. Just totally let her take the fall. Now we go to this I didn't really get into and I didn't really hear much of at the time. But also, fuck Justin for coming for Prince. You don't come for Prince. You don't come for Prince. Because I know, let's be real, Prince was the king of petty. So he made some comment about, who is this talking about they bringing sexy back? And you know what? And even though you can take that as like a snide remark of him being petty, or you can take it as a joke because of the simple fact that Prince's whole existence was sex and sexy. So here you have Justin Timberlake with Timberland beatboxing in the background talking about he bringing sexy back. No, Prince been brought sexy back. Where have you been? Okay. Prince has been bringing sexy since the 70s. Okay. You weren't even born yet. So the way that he not only came for Prince, but also continued to come for Prince, the all fucking audacity. You just popped up on the scene. As far as I'm concerned, the way that he's going against people like Janet and Prince and things like that, these are people who have been in the game for a long time. These are people who are going to be, because let's be for real, fast forward 20 years from now, Justin Timberlake who? We are still going to be talking about Janet Jackson and Prince. Prince is gone. Prince has been gone almost 5 years now. He will forever be talked about. His music will forever be played. If anybody in the future were to play an NSYNC record, it would be as a joke. If anybody were to play any of Justin's earlier shit solo, it would be as a joke. It wouldn't be something where you dissect the masterpiece of Senorita. No. But are people going to keep bringing up Purple Rain and When Doves Cry? Rhythm Nation? Hell, even Together Again? Yes. But what we gonna do? Sit back and talk about Cry Me a River and how you exploited your ex-girlfriend? And I know y'all gonna talk about like, well, what about Taylor Swift? First of all, fuck Taylor Swift. We ain't no Taylor Swift fans over here. So we're not gonna talk about her anyway when it comes to that. But the simple fact that that woman was in a vulnerable place. She was trying to keep an image because in the music, Hollywood industry altogether, when it comes to pretty young women, they have to seem pure. And if they're not, then they get this horror image and either their career will skyrocket or plummet. There is no in between. Because, and then also the double standard of, we want them to be sweet and innocent and hit me baby one more time. But also we want you to be this vixen, like toxic. Like they want you to be both. They want you to, the industry wants you to have that good balance. Don't be too goody two shoes where the old men can't jerk off to you because they feel guilty about it. But don't make it so sexy that it borderlines on slutty, and now moms are mad because you're influencing their teenage daughters to wear spaghetti strap tank tops. He profited off of her pain and tried to accuse her of cheating, which because I really haven't dove into it much since I was like back in that time, because then I was all into it. Like, ooh, she cheated with Wade Robson. But to me, Wade Robson is also the man who just, recently, well, a couple years ago came forward and wanted to tarnish Michael Jackson. And his story wasn't even straight. So, but whatever. Meanwhile, Justin was sticking his dick in everything. Sir, you out here fucking everything and you mad at Britney? And I don't think he was mad at Britney. I think he was just trying to make a catchy song and be petty. And he hurt somebody in that process. But meanwhile, she's being dragged on interviews talking about how she broke his heart. Excuse me? And that also goes for the double standard when we talk about men and we talk about women. Because Justin can make a song like Cry Me a River and that's so good. Oh, she cheated on him. And we drag her through the mud. But meanwhile, he's out here cheating and we still look at Jessica Biel like, oh, but yeah, she got such a prize. Or either look at her like she's fucking stupid. I just want to go into his apology and why it's shitty. It's shitty because all of this stuff happened almost 2 decades ago. And now that everybody is really talking about this documentary and really digging into how toxic straight white men are. And it's not something like that only affects people of color. It also affects white women like Britney. You've got her father, toxic as shit. You've got Justin, who profited off of her pain, who profited off of Janet Jackson. And, because let's be honest, let's not pretend like nobody's sales records probably went up after that happened. Anytime there's a controversy, good or bad, sales are going to rocket. So tell me people wasn't trying to buy his fucking first album because of that. Rock Your Body? Yeah, I need to hear that. Now I need to download it. Profited off of all this. Profited off of black culture. He's profiting off of a lot of pain and then has the nerve to be an asshole about it. And I know people are probably looking at Jessica Biel, his wife, and because when he made his apology, like I glanced over it and left my little bullshit 2 cents on it. But like the top comment is Jessica Biel talking about, I love you. And it's just like, sis, he cheated on you with at least 13 different women before y'all even walked down the aisle. And then probably a few more after that. Because didn't he have to make an apology to her a couple of years ago because he got busted doing something else? I think they broke up like a dozen times before they officially got married because he had a problem being faithful. So that's why I was like, cry me a river. If you have not seen Framing Britney Spears, I encourage you to go watch it. It made me angry. And again, I'm not a Britney Spears fan whatsoever, but to see some of the stuff that she went through, and to see people, even myself, like I said, it's so different looking at it through adult eyes. So we're close to the same age. So I can't say I was like a teenager looking at this happening, but we were at least in our mid-20s when she shaved her head and attacked the paparazzi car and things like that. And even though we weren't kids, we were adults, it's still, because I think a lot of us have dealt with depression and anxiety, whether it be a long-term thing or something that was a response to a traumatic experience that you had. But I think a lot of us, when we looked at her like, haha, she's crazy. Because our mental illnesses or depression or anxiety or PTSD or whatever, it showed itself differently than what she was going through. And that's because she has all eyes on her. We don't. So to look at it through adult eyes, and it broke my heart at one point where after she shaved her head and she's somewhere trying, get away from the paparazzi, and they asked her, Britney, why did you shave your head? And she said, I want people to stop touching me. And that broke my heart because it's like, can you imagine always being just, we need you over here. We need you over here. We need you on this stage. We need you in this city. We need you at this interview. We need, and people are always on you and their hands are on you and their eyes are on you and they're saying sexual things to you and it's just gross. And you're just like, I want people to stop touching me. There is something sad and deep in that where you go to an extreme to try to make yourself hopefully as undesirable as possible, whatever, as possible, so that people can leave you alone. Because in the beginning, of her career, once she started to get a little older, once she was out of the whole first album phase and she started to grow, and now we're into Oops, I Did It Again. She had developed a positive relationship with the paparazzi, almost as in kind of like an agreement. Like, if we're out, hey, how are you doing? But then they started to push boundaries. And I would say, especially after she had kids, which is another set of just disgusting, because you shouldn't be hounding on someone that much and they're just, hey, I'm out with my kids. Can you back up? Thought we were cool. I thought we had an agreement. If you see me going to Taco Bell by myself, cool. Say hi, whatever. I'll wave to you, smile for a couple of pictures. But if you see me, I'm out with my kid and they might be having a temper tantrum and you see it as the opportunity, ooh, she can't control her kids, and you taking a picture. Come on. Come on. And it got to a point, I think, where she thought, this is never going to end. People are always going to be in her face, and she's always going to be wanted and not have peace. And she wanted to raise her kids in peace with her shitty ass husband. We're not even gonna get into Kevin Feller 9. We just not going to. And just knowing that her not being able to have that peace is what caused her to shave her head. And then what caused her to attack that paparazzi is just the continued egging on of a situation. She's going to her husband's place. Let me see my fucking kids. And he's like, nope. And now they're following her. Hey, Britney's trying to go to Kevin's house to get her kids. And he said, no. Oh shit, let me get my camera. Now they're following her. Hey, Britney, are you okay? Can you imagine that? You are a parent and you want to see your kids and you cannot see your kids and you have somebody in your face. Just think about us, just normal people working 9 to 5s. And have you ever gone through something that's like traumatic and then you have somebody who's in your face that you know they're not really genuine, asking, are you okay? What happened? And they're just trying to be nosy and you know you are still close to snapping, but you can't because you're on the clock. But imagine that in just this bigger bubble where you have all these eyes on you and you have these people, because you know they're not asking, are you okay? What's happening? He won't let you in to see the kids, you know, just because they're genuine concerns, because they're trying to get a soundbite so they can give to Us Magazine or the Daily Mail to profit off of somebody's pain like that. When it comes to their kids, she's trying to see her kids and y'all are following her throughout the whole damn city. Are you okay? What happened? The restraint that she showed, that she just hit that fucking car with an umbrella, because I'm knocking heads at that point. I don't even have kids, but you fuck with me and my kids, and you already see that I'm having a hard time right now, and you're in my face. And her cousin even said, y'all, hey, it's not, no, don't do this. I'm trying to help y'all. Go mind your business. And Britney's like, we gonna mind some business, all right. And she came out with that fucking umbrella. She should have started swinging on people. But she knew enough to not do that, because that would have been an even bigger story. And then they really would have had a thing over her and be like, oh, so now you're assaulting people. No, you really can't see your kids now. That woman, she has bent herself over backwards for these hoops for her father and whoever else he's in partnership with. Well, I think, did it get overturned or something just happened recently? I haven't really looked into it a whole lot, but she has bent over backwards, and primarily I would say so that she could keep contact with her kids, because I think she's afraid of any time where if she might fly off the handle, that they're going to take that away from her. And I say fly off the handle with quotation marks, because it seems like they're looking for any little thing that she does to put more rules on her. Now with us, if you are somebody who grew up with Britney and you're looking at this shit through adult eyes like I am, can we please stop calling her shaving her head and all of that shit her being crazy? Because I know there was a meme that started like a couple years ago, like I now I understand what Britney was going through in 2007, and it's stated more as a joke, but I think a lot of us now we can really understand what she was going through. Hell, look at us right now in quarantine. How many people have committed suicide because of this? Look at the amount of people who have gone stir crazy because of this. So to call her crazy for what she did because she didn't want to be touched, I wouldn't call that crazy at all. That's a very valid reason. When you have people in your face, hands in your hair, digging through your wardrobe, digging through your bank account, you kind of snap. Because that's your way of reacting to being under pressure. She didn't have time to be herself. That's why I hate when people put their kids in like show business and they're not stable. Like her father was an alcoholic, shit like that. So if you're coming from an unstable environment and your parents thrust you into this shit and they're primarily doing it for money, you're going to feel like a workhorse. I don't know, but fuck Justin, fuck his apology. I've seen people say like, oh, well, he had a conversation with Britney years ago and they're on good terms and she accepts it. I don't give a shit. If he apologized to her, then he should have apologized to let it be like you're doing right now, like you're doing recon right now. You should have did that a long time ago. You should have did that a long time ago. You don't wait until people are looking at you and tweeting you and atting you and saying, hey, piece of shit. So do you have anything to say? Oh, let me go get my publicist to go type up something in the notes app. No. And people have been riding him for the whole Janet thing. And you're just now saying something? Again, Joey would never. JC would absolutely never. Chris, I don't know. Lance would never. Justin, and that weak ass apology. And that weak ass last album. That's what he should have apologized for, was that weak ass last album. No country ass bullshit. Nobody wants to hear that. So, if you have not seen Framing Britney Spears, go watch it. If you're like me, prepare to be upset. Because I was upset. Because no human deserves that. No human deserves that at all. And she's been dealing with that for over a decade. And it seems to me like nobody is really, that's in her camp, is really in her corner. Like I had even asked people, I'm like, well, what about her siblings? And it seems like her siblings are in on it too. And it's just like, well, shit, who does she have to turn to? It's awful. It really is. And I know people are looking at it, but she's a celebrity, she'll be okay. Nah. But I still think people should be free to live their lives. Go watch it. If you like what you've seen here, go ahead, like and subscribe. And again, put my friend's link down below. Like and subscribe to his page. Just hit 1K, so help his channel grow. You can help my channel grow too. It's cool. I'm not requesting it. It's fine. I'm mainly a writer. I just do these videos every now and again. Again, like and subscribe my channel. Like and subscribe my friend's channel. I'll see you later, YouTube. I'll be back with another video. I promise. I promise.